Well, good evening, everybody. This is the, what is this, the 2012 Weaver Street Market Annual Meeting. Hooray! The very next person up is Kurt Brinkmeyer, our board chair. Kurt?
Well, welcome everybody. My name is Kurt Brinkmeyer. I'm the current board chair of your WeaverStreetMarket co-op. And first off, I want to introduce the directors. If they would just stand up and give a little wave. Audra Murata, she's our board treasurer and consumer owner representative. Yeah, I got the kid. We have Lisa Best, who's also consumer owner representative. We also have Zach Robertshaw, he's the interim worker owner representative. We also have Robin Slater, where's Robin at? So these are general manager right here. There's two others, David Bright, he's our board secretary, and Linda Steer, she's also an appointed member. They're not in attendance tonight. One of the earlier this year, we lost a valued member of our board of directors. As you know, Steve Boss. He was a great friend and valued member of our co-op. He was a visionary and truly believed in what WeaverStreetMarket could be. And I want to honor his memory tonight. First off, I'd like to say thank you to everybody in attendance, workers, owners, and friends alike. This year, what a wonderful year it's been this year. Has it been an awesome year this year? It's an amazing year this year. We've done so much. As you know in our annual report, our sales increased 10% over last year. 10%. That's amazing. Amazing. Remember what's going on with the economy, we're 10% over last year. It's absolutely phenomenal. We contributed $7.2 million in additional local impact compared to what you would have done if you were shopping at a convenience store. $7.2 million to local impact. That is an amazing number to you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. We're working with over 150 local farmers and producers to bring you outstanding local products, and that number is growing all the time. I don't know how many times, I work in the finance office up the hill at the food house location, and every day I get a new local farmer or a new local producer. Something new is always coming to the store, and it is awesome, and it's because you guys want it. Because you guys want it, we know that, and we go out and we find them. So it's all due to you guys that we're bringing on all these local farmers, we're helping them grow. We now have over 15,000 workers and owners who shop and work at WeaverStreetMarket. 15,000 owners and workers. That's amazing. It's just amazing. Our owner specialist has saved us all over $68,000 this year. $68,000, just those weekly owner specials that are available. We increased our profits by 3 times this year, and next month we will distribute a patronage dividend that'll be about 3 times greater than last year. So whatever you got this last year will be 3 times greater than this year. And that's huge. And we all couldn't have done it without your support, and for that you all deserve a round of applause, and thank you very much. WeaverStreetMarket, the board at WeaverStreetMarket is excited about the future. We've identified 4 areas which WeaverStreetMarket can make a bigger impact in the next 8 years. We are going to spend a lot of the meeting tonight discussing these 4 2020 goals that are on your tables now. I want you to imagine what's possible at WeaverStreetMarket. Our owners, our community, pursues these, as our owners and community pursue these goals. I'm excited about hearing your ideas and suggestions. But before we hear your ideas and suggestions and what's possible for the future, we're going to meet some of the board candidates and give out our Cooperative Community Fund grants and awards. And for that, I turn over the mic to Brenda, our Owner Services Coordinator. Thank you all very much.
Good evening. The Elections Committee has asked me to introduce the candidates for the board of directors this year. We have the consumer owner candidate is Michael Murata. Michael?
Hi everybody, I'm Mike Murata. I'm running for the board. I'm really excited about Weaver Street in general. As a co-op, it's really my first true experience in understanding what that means. And I've found the story so compelling. I've been an owner since 2007. I live in Hillsborough, and for me, Hillsborough was where I was enrolled, kind of a food desert because I couldn't get the exact kind of food that I wanted, which is local, organic food. Even though I was surrounded by farmers, and some of them were actually making that, the supply chain wasn't really connected. So the Hillsborough store really helped me kind of change that part of my life in a very positive fashion. I've got the big article in the annual report there, so I'm not going to repeat anything that I've said in there. But in general, I've really focused on health and well-being in my own life, and this year I've lost 25 pounds and focusing on what I talk about. And I'm not a big guy, I'm not super overweight, but I'm in probably the best fighting condition of my life. So I'm really excited, and I would love to talk with you all later. Thank you.
Our worker owner candidate is John McDonald.
Hey, I'm John McDonald, and I'm a bread baker here at Weaver Street. I work up in the food house. I'm actually just trying to bribe everybody with helping cheddar rolls for my breads. But Weaver Street's a great place to work for, and I'm running for the board to make sure that we keep that in mind and keep it a great place to work for. And as we grow, keep in mind that we make great products, and I want us to continue to make great products, not try to sacrifice any value or any quality for our products. And grow in a good way, in a smart way, and I'm looking forward to learning more about policy governance and getting in touch with consumers and workers alike. I love shopping at the store, and I love working. So happy to talk to you later. Thanks.
Tonight, 3 organizations, thanks to the generous support, the generous donations of both our customers and our owners, will receive $1,800 in grants from the Cooperative Community Fund. We had a committee of 7 worker and consumer owners who met to select these recipients. We selected these recipients because of the inspired work they're doing to connect people in need with healthy, whole food. And I'd like to ask, we have 5 members of the committee tonight. I'd like to ask them to come help me. We will present the awards tonight and introduce you to the recipients. So the CCF awarded $600 to Farmer Food Share for chalkboard easels for their donation stations at local farmers markets. At these stations, volunteers collect cash and food donations, which they then use to provide food to people at risk in the Triangle area. To accept the grant for Farmer Food Share is Margaret Gifford, founder and executive director, and her daughter Sophie. And then it's board member CCF is also awarding $600 to Chestnut Ridge Camp to initiate farmscaping at its community farm. Its community farm already practices organic, sustainable practices on the farm, and they will implement farmscaping as a holistic ecological approach to pest management. Here to accept the grant for Chestnut Ridge Camp is Jennifer Carson, garden coordinator, and Chris Gertner, the farm manager. Also awarding a $600 grant to the Chapel Hill Carborough Meals on Wheels. The $600 is to go for their Meals for the Homebound. It's a program which serves a hot meal and a visit to 115 recipients daily. Here to accept the grant for Meals on Wheels is Stacy Yusko, the director, and Lenore Martin, the board chair.
talk tonight about the future, the next 8 or 10 years, and you really don't have to look very far or listen to too many things on the news to understand that we live in a time of possibility where there's a big need for what WeaverStreetMarket can provide. Whether it's trying to impact the food that we eat in our community, whether it's trying to build a local economy that is resilient against some of the changes that we've seen in the last few years, whether it's, you all probably heard on the radio today that the ice melt in the spring in Canada is worse than any of the models that anybody predicted. I mean, you don't have to listen very far to understand the big environmental issues that are facing us. And also to understand that as a community, how we create spaces for the community to come together is extremely important. In the 25 years that Weaver Street has been around, we're fortunate to develop some resources that will enable us to, I think, better address some of these issues over the next decade and to make a bigger difference than we have in the past. 30 million a year in sales, 30,000 a week in customer interactions, a bunch of fabulous local producers. As Kurt said, 15,000 owner households, about a third of the households in the county now are Weaver Street Market owners. But most important, we have so many smart and dedicated people in our community and our 250 fabulous staff. So that makes a big difference. People that care enough to be here, care enough to be thinking about what we can accomplish. On the table are 4 goals that we want to discuss tonight. Put our heads together, voice our aspirations, and open up a world of possibilities of what can happen as we pursue these goals. By the year 2020, what if Weaver Street Market stores were producing all the energy that we're consuming, that we took complete responsibility for our carbon footprint? Sounds ambitious, but we know there's at least one store in the world that's doing that today. So I think it's ambitious, but it's doable. If you think about it, 8 or 10 years, it's enough time to get something done. And 10 years ago, somebody had a dream about revitalizing the textile industry in North Carolina, growing organic cotton, coming up with a printing process that was environmentally benign. And as a result of that work today, we have Eric Henry here tonight, and we have organic cotton t-shirts grown with North Carolina organic cotton, first crop, dyed, and printed in an environmentally responsible fashion. So let's give it up for in a minute, we're going to talk at our own tables, put our heads together, get ideas, and kind of get that process started. We've invited 4 people to tell a quick story about each one of the goals, just to get our juices flowing. And to start out, we have Sandy Cronin. Sandy's founder of Eastern Carolina Organics, one of our great local suppliers, but also a customer owner here on Weaver Street, so she has a unique perspective on our first goal about making healthy, eating tasty, accessible, and fun. Sandy?
I'm very happy to be here tonight. Ruffin introduced me, so I won't add anything except that I moved here and joined in 2001, straight out of a cooperative system where I moved from, and I've never believed in such a powerful cooperative movement until I moved here. Thank you. So anyhow, I am a founder of Eastern Carolina Organics. We actually sell to both Farmer Food Share and Camp Chestnut Ridge. So I hope that, there's a lot of synergy in the room, and you better believe I'm going to find out how we can help support Meals on Wheels tomorrow. So it's pretty powerful to realize what goes on just from these annual meetings and from you all getting together at the table tonight. Speaking about making healthy eating tasty, accessible, and fun, ECO is a collective of farmers and owners. I'm partners with 16 organic farmers in North Carolina. We serve about 70 farmers throughout the state who are not owners. I think the key is really tying all of these pieces together, because when it's practical and it's effortless and the momentum can truly be organic, I want to raise one example that for every one seed that is planted on any farm anywhere, there's a certain percentage of that harvest, of that yield, that is sellable. It's beautiful, it's retail ready, and there's a percentage that's not sellable because it has a minor scratch or bruise on it, or it's a little overripe. There's a certain amount of water that goes into that plant, into that seed, every year, especially in a drought year, considering in a drought year. There's a certain amount of labor that goes into caring for that plant in any given year, knowing how passionate we all are about labor issues. There's a certain amount of soil amendments, and soil amendments are not cheap or easy to produce. There's a certain amount of weed and disease and pest management that goes into caring for that one plant. So for all of these things that go into, that are not just sunlight, that a farmer is putting into caring for that plant, there's so much responsibility that a farmer puts into caring for that one plant. There's only a certain percentage of all that effort that goes into their profit. So if we can take one of those items, the minorly scratched butternut squash or a slightly overripe muscadine fruit that has more antioxidants than it is when it's slightly underripe, or a minorly bruised tomato that tastes a little bit better that we all know we really appreciate, and if we can turn that into something that can be very accessible and very affordable, and give us something that's really, that we can be proud to put in a school lunch program, or into a delivered prepared food item. And we're not just hitting into increased profitability on the farm, but we're also really getting into the poverty issues and some of these other very powerful community issues that we all want to be targeting. So the point is that there's a lot of moving parts, but the critical piece is figuring out how to put them all together so that we're moving in the same direction, because that's where momentum can really be a huge vision that inspires other communities as well. I'm passing my time on.
Thanks, Ann.
Thank you very much.
Next, I want to introduce Rebecca Myers, who makes y'all food bars at the new Piedmont Food Processing Center in Hillsborough. Is a great example of a local partner working to drive the growth of local and sustainable foods. Rebecca.
Thanks for inviting me to come speak with you tonight. It's been really exciting for us. My partner and I started YOP in January, and we knew that we wanted to create a healthy, we knew we wanted to create a really healthy, convenient food that was actually nutritious rather than something that was masquerading as nutritious. And we looked at a bunch of bars because that's what everyone seems to be grabbing today and thinking that it's healthy. And we just found to our dismay that everything had sugar syrup in it, and it was something that was cooked and put together like a big Rice Krispie treat. So we spent several months really working on trying to develop something that was tasty and wasn't a Rice Krispie treat. And we did this at PFAB. And once we got that set, and we thought, hey, it actually tastes good. We needed to solve a problem of meeting people and getting them to try it and see if they liked it. And that's what Weaver Street really helped us do. It was great because we went and spoke with James Watts, and he's on the board at PFAB, and he was a natural person to speak to, so that sort of local community really paid off for us. And he gave us some advice and took a chance on us. We didn't have all of our packaging beautiful, and he gave us some advice on that. And then gave us the opportunity to meet everyone at your amazing stores. We sampled and met tons of people and had a really great success. We were overwhelmed by the reception that we had from people, we sold, I don't know, 5 cases in 3 hours, and no one expected that. And we ended up still being very successful with everyone. And I think that Weaver Street allowed us an opportunity that showed that we were sharing these values that you share. We wanted to offer that healthy food, we wanted to offer local food, and it made it possible for us. So thank you very much. I'm excited to be part of the whole momentum. Thank you.
A lot of you all know Jack Lauder from his work at UNC Journalism School with the Carrboro Citizen, etc. And he has a great story to tell us related to invigorated downtowns.
You're probably going to wonder what China has to do with Carrboro, but as it turns out, that's the story. A couple of years ago, I was approached by a Chinese scholar who wanted to come and study small newspapers in North Carolina, and I said fine. And so Professor Chen Kai, called herself Karen, came and shadowed me for an entire year, and we did a book together in Mandarin. She did the writing. Thank you. An introduction to newspapers, community newspapers in the United States. And then she went back, and I thought, well, that's it, I'm done with her. But she kept corresponding with me, and that led to a Fulbright last summer over in Beijing. And then I came back, and I thought, well, that's it, we're done with her. And then she said, no, I want to come study a quintessential community, someplace in the United States that's figured out how to take social capital and make it work for community building. And I went, duh, that's Carrboro. So come on. So last summer, she came, and I lined up for her sort of an A-list of movers and shakers, of folks in Carrboro that really knew how to use social capital to make stuff happen. And of course, WeaverStreetMarket was the centerpiece for all of this. And for her, it was a profoundly awakening experience. She said today, via Skype, thank you very much, she said, you know what I think about when Ruffin said that what WeaverStreetMarket does and what Carrboro does, it gets you out of the me circle and into the we circle. And she said, we don't know what that means in China. The word citizenship does not exist in Mandarin. The word citizenship does not exist. And then I remember what Mark Chilton said, that all of the cool things that happen in Carrboro, most all of them don't happen because of local government. It happens because of folks like you who have chosen to make a difference. And so here's Professor Karen from Beijing, who's absolutely fascinated by this community and the WeaverStreetMarket. She told me about the first time she came to the loan. She went back and she told all her other Chinese pals, you got to go to this place because we have nothing like this in the entire country of China. And all these people were together and they really had no reason to be there except they were just having a good time. And so all these Chinese scholars have been to not just Carrboro, but to WeaverStreetMarket, observing, studious, studying all of it. You never will know where this may end up. So I just want to let you know that we, and I don't want to say we, the big we, are really making a difference. This is not just another co-op, as you know. And what she observed, and what I got to observe with her just by watching and listening, was to really realize what a remarkable place this was. And in Professor Karen's delightful English, she calls it Chinglish, but honestly, it's quite good. She said, you know, when I think back to my experience in Carrboro, I realized how precious, that was the word she used, I realized how precious Carrboro and WeaverStreetMarket is. And I think you should all be extremely proud of where you're going and what you've done. And the fact that you're thinking about 2020, that's quite remarkable. And it's going all the way from right here in Carrboro. And you know, I'm an old Chapel Hill county, so I remember when this is the place, this is the part of Chapel Hill, Carrboro where you didn't come. You know, there's some people who know what I'm talking about, and how this transformation is changing lives on the other side of the world. And so what is going to be said and done here tonight? Well, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to get on Skype tomorrow morning. I'm going to Skype Beijing, and I'm going to tell her what y'all have done. So keep on rocking with free will.
And one more, Blair Pollock, who's the solid waste planner for Orange County, to talk about the fourth goal dealing with environmental issues. Blair?
You would have a bad cleanup, wouldn't you, Ruffin? I've got three numbers I want to put out there. One number is 280, one number is 56, and one number is 80. So who wants to tell me what 280 is? It is the number of days of landfill life that we have left before Orange County's landfill closes and our garbage starts a 118-mile journey to a landfill in Montgomery County via Durham. Kind of crazy. Let's go up northeast 20 miles and then let's go back southwest 110 miles to bury our waste in Montgomery County. That's a little wacky, but that's what we're going to do. 56. Anybody want to guess what 56 is? 56 is younger than me. 56 is the percentage that we in Orange County have reduced the waste that we've landfilled per person over the last 20 years. We are the #1 waste producing county in North Carolina, and that's the second year in a row that we've achieved that. And how about 80? Anybody want to guess what 80 is? Okay, 80 is the percentage of recycling and composting that happens at WeaverStreetMarket's food house. So we're only burying 20% of the waste that gets generated there, and that is about as good as any business in this county has done to date. So all the people that say, you can't do that zero waste thing, if you look on your set of goals, zero waste is the goal. And the zero waste initiative around the world says zero waste or darn close. Well, the technology keeps outpacing us. So years ago, before the onslaught of plastic bottles, there was no way to recycle any plastic bottles. And now, probably half the clothing on your back and 30% of the carpeting under your feet and the strapping around bricks, and some of the new bottles are all old plastic bottles. And up until very recently, what did we say about clamshells? Well, you can't recycle clamshells. Well, pretty soon there'll be a public announcement that the technology's changed enough, relative pricing has changed enough, that we'll be able to recycle the PET #1 clamshells, but not those PLA clamshells that will get mixed in there, not the styrene clear clamshells. So there's always going to be this race between zero waste and technological change. And one of the other things Ruffin wants us to attack is what's sustainable packaging. So that's really an interesting and tough call. So with those two things in mind, or three things in mind, that we've got 280 days till our landfill closes. As a county, we're doing the best of anybody in the state. And the food house, and I don't have measurements for any of the three stores, but the food house is 80%. I'll leave that for your springboard to work on the zero waste goal.
We all got the joke that he was bad at cleanup and he's with solid waste, right? I mean, right. Just want to make sure we do that. Okay, here's what you're going to do. For the next 30 minutes, I'm going to ask you to focus your attention at your tables on each of these four goals. Talk about what excites you about the goals and what you think is possible for pursuing the goals. Find a Post-it, and fold your Post-it in half. At the top of the Post-it, write the best ideas that come up at your table.
Start the story.
And is there a consideration of where they're located?
Not right now.
Is it keeping North Carolina or is it just
Everyone on your table, should find some little sticky, smiley face stickers. get yourself some smiley face stickers from your table and walk around and look at other people's ideas. And if you see an idea that you like that's not your own, put a smiley face sticker on it.
Like, I can think of recycling composting. And so I was wondering if you know.
Zach, how's your voice tonight?
Great.
Great.
Zach, would you please go up to board one, oriented toward the rest of the room, and tell us which ideas have gotten maybe the top 3 ideas, the ones that seem to really have a lot of votes up there.
Everyone, please give your attention to Zach.
Zach?
All right, we got a lot of votes for provide workshops with space and equipment for canning and freezing.
Canning and freezing.
Canning and freezing. We have worked together with schools to bring healthy food to kids.
Schools.
We have affordability, ways to encourage more widespread use of Weaver Street by lower income residents.
Low income residents.
More prominent display / outreach, education.
Outreach.
Those are the big ones.
Those are the big ones.
No, there's one big one you missed.
And what is that one? We have incredible eyesight. What you got? Really?
Is this the one?
What are you lobbying for?
I'm lobbying for,
Accessibility of markets to seniors.
Okay, very good. Glad you got that one. Okay. And there's why.
I'm going to finish reading it.
Oh, okay.
Accessibility of markets to seniors. Retirees on fixed income have lost a 5% discount on Tuesday, as well as a 10%. Why not reinstate? Exclamation point, question mark.
Exclamation point, question mark. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Zach. Big hand for Zach.
Weaver Street Market food truck and drive the growth.
Food truck.
Increase public education and tie public education to public health education and partner with the public health Tarboro, UNC Public Health Schools.
Public education, public health.
And the other big winner, it's okay to not to provide non-seasonal produce and to advertise that as the reason that it's missing.
Say it again. Thank you, Blair. And Ruth, is there anyone there that you wanted to lobby?
provide microloans for community small entrepreneurs, especially minority-owned. Develop partnerships for Weaver Street Market entrepreneurs to provide education. Number 3, ensure success.
Support our local entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Offer open mic nights at Weaver Street Market lawns every night that doesn't already have other events. This will attract more customers and help build community participation.
Open night every night. Open night every night.
24 hours.
Continued economic investment in Weaver Street Market employees.
Invest in our employees. Number 4. And there's the woman who's up there, number 4. How's your voice today? How's your projection? You're still voting, aren't you? There. Take it away, Kurt.
Good. Top 1, solar panels on all stores.
Solar panels.
Offer a credit for bringing one's own badge or charge a tax for using a single-use bag.
Bring your own bags.
Bring your own bag. There. No BPA packaging. Use canned goods.
No BPA.
No BPA packaging and canned goods.
Thank you, Kurt.
This one?
The one with the 1 dot?
educate.
What's that? Educate came up and all of these in there. So let me just explain where we go from here with these boards and dots. There are 3 opportunities that the board of directors has identified for continuing the conversation. Opportunity 1, in all of the stores, boards like these are going to be displayed to invite additional ideas. Will there be dots too?
Yes.
And additional dots. So this process is going to continue in all of the stores. Second, there will be, or there already is, a page on Facebook. So we can continue this on Facebook in addition to in the stores. And then finally, and this one you're really going to like, 4 Weaver Street Market board meetings are going to be, the first 90 minutes of those meetings are going to be devoted to each of these goals. November 28th, Goal 1. December 12th, Goal 2. February 20th, 2013, Goal 3, and March 20th, Goal 4. So please don't forget to enter the raffle for the local basket. Ooh, what a beautiful basket that is, and I think the raffle thing is over there.
Yes, and be sure that you put the raffle ticket in the raffle box. Some of you put it in the election box, which is sealed until October 8th. So if you put your raffle in the election box, you need to redo it and put it in the raffle box.
Because you might wind up being on the board of directors. If there's nothing else, it is now social party time. Mingle, meet each other, continue to vote if you like, and thank you for coming. And free drinks, yes.